Hi, everyone. It's Lorraine here with EJK University. I'm one of the coaches here, and we help thousands of students with their Amazon business and teaching them how to find profitable products so that their business can grow. So, one of the first things I want to talk to you about today is very minor on your mindset when it comes to finding a product and learning how to find a product. People are so obsessed. I need to find a product. I need to find a product. I need to find a product that they skip over the most important thing, the process. You need to fall in love with the process. If you fall in love with the process, the products will come. I guarantee it. So if you don't understand how the coaches are doing it, that's what you want to know. How are they doing it? What are they using? What methods are they doing? That's the process. If you can learn the process in each of the steps that we have we use Helium 10, and we found that this is one of the best ones to use. There's many different ways you can search by product, you can search by keyword. Today, we're going to dive into keywords. Now, why are keywords so important? Some people say, well, that's for advertising and that's how they get your money. I'm like, no, actually, keywords are from the public. That's from everyday people sitting behind their computer. They type words in their keyboard. The more times more people type the exact same phrase or words into their keyboard, the more volume that set of keywords has, and more people are searching. And so when you can find these keywords that all these people are searching for, this has the potential to grow your business exponentially. One of the greatest tools that we have found so far is Helium 10. It helps us extract the keywords. So I'm going to go ahead and show you two different ways that we extract keywords. Remember, this is a process. Don't worry about finding the product, learn the process. So one way is Cerebro plus magnet. So this is magnet. And here I can type any word I want in here. I can mix and match words. I can do anything. I can put ASINs in here from a competitor and find out what keyword they're using. Wow, they're really successful. Let me go find out what keyword they're using or keywords. It's always a bunch of keywords they're using. But we're going to start off on Amazon so I can show you Cerebro. So here we're going to use a product called pampas grass. Now, we do not recommend that you use any of the products we show you. We have a specific list called the do not sell list. We know that there are issues with the problem. Now, a lot of people were sending these, they were falling apart. It leaves, I actually ordered a set and it left all of this all over my garage. And by the time I shook it a little bit, I was left with stems. So there can be a lot of issues with this. You have to have a quality supplier, and they sometimes can be few and far between because they want to push them out the door. So you really always want to get samples. Never skip the samples, no matter what, ever, ever, ever. But once you're working with that supplier, you don't need to get a second sample. But get the sample, test the product. If it's good, then you can go ahead and continue to negotiate with them. It's never the end all be all once you get your samples. There's a little more work that goes into that, but we'll get into that down the line. So now we see Cerebro. We see pampas grass. In our Helium 10, here's our Helium 10 extension up here or over here. So I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to say, let's X-ray this. Now, what is X-ray? It's like when you go to the doctor, I get an X-ray, I look inside my body, I look at the bones. Well, the X-ray here is going to look at all the bones of the inside of all these competitors, all the sellers here. Who's selling it? How much are they making in the last 30 days? Let's go take a look. So there are things that we always want to make sure that are in alignment. We set a criteria. And one of the first things we're going to do is take a look over here. We're going to look at these little highlights here. If I see SP, I want it removed. This is sponsored. These people are paying to be up on the top of the page. I know that they are also somewhere in here. Okay, so I don't want to see them twice. So if I see 40-inch, 20-inch, and I have this guy, he's somewhere down here. See, 40-inch, 10-inch, he's got another one and another one, sponsored, sponsored. But when I find non-sponsored ads, he's going to be in here. I don't want to analyze him twice. So, and you can see there's a lot of people sponsoring on this one. That's unusual. People are, it's competitive. So the first thing I want to do is grab this filter, hide the sponsored, and then apply filter. And now I can see all the people who are organically listed on this page. This is what I want to see. Now, for argument's sake, our criteria is we don't want to launch a product that is anywhere below $29.99. That's a nice sweet spot that allows us enough room for advertising and enough room to gain a decent profit. So just for argument's sake, we're going to look in here. What we're looking for is at least 4 people, 4 to 5, 5 is better, more is always better, that are price consistent. They're within $15 of each other, not up or down, just 15. So if I see 29, I see 37, I see 24, I see 22, I see 34, I see 24. Hey, I do see it. I see that. That's good. One of the main things I definitely want to check is for brands. I don't want to see brand dominance. It's just like going to sell a rice cooker and you see about 3 or 4 other people that are in there. Reviews are semi-decent, but I see Cuisinart in there and they're up there 5 times. They're going to take all the sales. They're well known. They have brand awareness. And for the majority, you're going to see big numbers. You're going to see really big numbers for them, which means they're capturing the market. So now what I do see is, my goodness, 1,640,000, my total revenues for the last 30 days. I'm going to come over and check my FBA fees. These are decent fees. They're a little bit high. I consider this high for 22. It should not be over half of this. The cost of your product to make it and ship it plus the fees can equal 50%. This one's way over. This one has room. Potential, doubt it, definitely. If they can get it over for $4, yeah. But some of these fees are really high. So you would need to be in a higher category, a higher price category, giving more pieces. And that's how I see this one working. I see this one's going to be struggling. 1 review, they're new. But I also want to make sure there's only 2 people over 1,000 reviews. Right now, I see this is very high, 12,000. I'm competing with people that have 12,000 reviews, 2,000 reviews, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 12,000, 11,000. No, I am not doing that. The weight is really good. I also want to check creation date. If all of these say 2025, December, November, October, I am not getting in here. Why? Because everybody launching at the same time will be competing for the same spots and they're going to push it hard. Eventually, they're going to give up and start dropping the price. And this can create a price war. So I don't want to see a lot of people in there. Next thing I want to do is I want to check and see if there's AMZ, AMZ, AMZ. I don't see any, and I think that's great. Okay. I don't actually see any AMZ in here. That's odd. Usually there's at least 1 or 2, and that's Amazon. I don't want to compete with Amazon. If I was in Cuisinart, I would see Amazon, 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 because they partner with Amazon. That's like a double kiss of death. You've got Cuisinart in there and you got Amazon, and they're partnered. I'm not selling a rice cooker unless that thing is made of gold and everybody wants the gold rice cooker. All right. So now what I see is I want to know what keywords they're using. This happens to be a very good keyword, so I don't really need to look for another one. I'm going to go check the graphs. And what I want to see is our criteria is between 5,000 and 20,000 all year round for 12 months. What I do see is it skirts above 23, 24, comes back down, goes up for Prime Day, comes back down. I had a second Prime Day. Unfortunately, during the holidays, it kind of stunk. Now after the holidays, it's going back up. And that's odd too. Usually all products spike during holidays, not so much here. It dropped and now it's going back up after the holidays. So it's still within the criteria. So it was still selling. So this is actually a very good graph. I would be concerned. I would not launch over here where it's high. I would come in and launch right around here where it's in my criteria. It's still high, but it's pretty good. And I'm pretty sure I can find better keywords to launch with. You will use 3 different keywords: a launch keyword, which is lower, has less competition. And then in your title, you would have your main keyword. So this would be a main keyword. Or it can be your scale keyword because it tends to skirt above the 20K. So you want 3 keywords in your title, 2 to 3 keywords. You want a launch keyword that you're going to do like product market testing. This is easier to get into your market when you have a lower keyword with less competition. And then you can scale up and use your advertising for all 3 of them and start moving up and adding a little bit more money over time in order to get yourself ranked for these keywords. Keywords, keywords, keywords. It's the keyword that sells. Okay. So now say I needed another keyword. What am I going to do? I'm going to hover over these and I'm going to look and make sure they're all the same thing. Now, this one is that pampas grass? Large sun-dried flowers. It's not pampas grass. So I'm going to delete it. They snuck that one in there. Okay. And a lot of people will do that. Boho, pampas grass, pampas grass, pampas grass. This is all, yes, so far so good. So far so good. What is this one down here? It's another one. Okay, I can see that at least 10 of them. So I'm going to click on 10 of them. Okay. Now, these are the guys that are on the top of the page. There's 2 ways to do this, okay? On the top of the page, but some of these guys can be newbies. Huh. So what I want to do is I want to go to the ASIN revenue or the parent revenue because they're selling parent revenue and ASIN revenue are different. Okay, so the ASIN is right here. This is the product. That's the ASIN. That's the one they're selling. That's the one they're showcasing. Now, the parent you can see is higher. That includes all variations. How do I know if they have a variation? Right here, this little arrow. This one does not have a variation. It has no arrow, but this one does. I'm trying to find one that's a little bit lower, like this one right here. Okay, 13 and 24. This one has a variation. So I will be able to click the arrow and see what else they're selling and how much they're selling it for. Sometimes what they have on the front is not selling as good as the one inside. So I can see that this guy is selling 6,000 on this one, 600 of these a month in 30 days. I can see he's selling an extra 1,500 on this one. So it's combining. People click on listings, they go inside and find more colors, more amounts, but it all has to be the same thing. They can't do like the one we removed, they cannot do dried flowers. It has to be pampas grass. That's the variation of the original listing. It can be 40-inch by 10 and 20-inch by 10. It can be, or 20-inch by 20, as long as it's the same exact product, can be different in color, can be different in size. And there's the variations. Now, when you're done looking at it, re-click the arrow and it goes back. So click and click. And that's it. So now the first thing I want to do is I want to go to parent revenue because they're the ones with the big bucks. Okay. How are they getting this money? I want to know what keywords they're using. So now I will go back through and make sure that everybody is pampas grass for at least the 10 of them. I don't want any wildflowers stuck in there. And it looks like we're good. Okay. So I'm going to click on 10 of them. And right here, this little number will tell me where I am. Selected is 3 right here. Okay. So I'll always know that what number I'm on. If I keep clicking, do I need more? Or maybe I only want to do 5. I don't know. There we go. So what happens if I click 11? See, this is where we're going to go. Run Cerebro. If I click 11, Cerebro and listing analyzer will turn off. So I know that. How come it's not lit up? Well, look at the count. Oh, I'm at 11. I'll bring it back to 10. There we go. Now I'm going to do what's called Run Cerebro, and it's going to show me all the keywords that these guys are using to rank. How cool is that? It's like you're spying on the competition and learning what's making them earn money. This is why this tool is so amazing. I love using it because I get to spy on the competition. I get a head start. It cuts my workload a lot. And you'll love it. See, this is the process. So I'm like, ooh, what are they using to sell this product? See, the process. It's all about the process of what can help me grow my business. What can help me find a product? Learn the process, the products will come. So now the only thing I'm going to put in here, right now there are 18,000 keywords. I'm not going through all of those. That would take all day. I have that set criteria I mentioned before. It is 5,000 search volume to 20,000 search volume. So the keywords that people are typing into their keyboard, there need to be at least 5,000 to 20,000 people doing it for a specific keyword every 30 days. So I'm going to now press Apply Filter. So there we go. Now there's 101. Dropped it down exponentially, huh? Because a lot of them are wasted keywords or keywords that are like 100,000. So what I'm looking for is keywords with competing products that are 2,000 competitors or less. These are way too high. You're not ready for those. Okay. Now I can see everybody is in my search volume. I've hit my first criteria because we put it up in the filter. We said that's what we want. And that's what we got. So now I'm going to click on competing products 2 times to bring up the lowest amount of competitors that will allow me to rank to the top of the page for that keyword with ease. Thumble-leaf. I don't even know what a thumble-leaf is. What is a thumble-leaf? Oh, it's a plushie. Okay. I thought it could have been a product. See, this is what happens when we get in here. We spot stuff and it's like, ooh, what is that? Ooh, let's go take a look. So when you see things like this, go take a look. You never know. You may have just found a product. So bookshelf decor. It's not what I'm looking at, but I may want to take a look in here and see what's going on. I want to look at prices. 49. What's selling for 49? A 6-tier bookshelf. It is a bigger product. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, let's keep on looking. Okay, styrofoam balls. Guess who game? Baby Breathing artificial flowers. Baby Breathing is a brand name. Okay, so, oh, Baby's Breath. Sorry, I thought it said Baby's Breathing. It's Baby's Breath. So that's a different type of flower. And what I see with Baby's Breath, as I suspected, it is very inexpensive. It's not in my, and you see that there is our keyword, pampas grass. That's what we used already. There's 3,000 competition. Can I find some pampas grass decor? Again, another one, 3,000. So I'll take this because I know, but I do have 40 people using CPR. That's the giveaways. I have 27 people using it in their title. This is title density. I put these 4 next to each other at all times. Search volume, competing product, CPR, and title density. All you have to do is hover over it to know what it means. And how do I get them together? I go to whichever one I want. I click down on it and I move it. That's it. And I move them all together. Search volume, competing products, CPR, and title density. How many people, number 1 page product with the search volume keyword in their title? I have 27 people Maybe there's 60 people on the page that are using this. And then I see the other one, pampas grass, I have 47. So that's going to be a little bit more competitive. All right. So I can see that there's one here, and this might be a good one. Look, 5,986. This is probably a better keyword for me, especially to launch. I really like that. So now we know how to use Cerebro to find other keywords that can help us. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to go to our dashboard again, and we'll do Cerebro plus magnet. We're going to go a little bit more in depth and have a little bit more fun with this next week. But this is called magnet. So I'm going to give you a brief little interlude onto magnet. It's my favorite because, like I said, I have creative license in here. I can type anything I want in here. Or look, I can check out different ASINs that it's suggesting I check out. Or maybe that I was looking at. And so I can take a look at some of these, and I'm going to try to come up with something. How about, let me see. Um, I usually mix and match things. I don't want to do food, and let's just do a perfume. Oops, perfume, cologne. I want to put a word in there too. Durable. I can type anything in here. Stand for men. People think women. Let's do something for men in the bedroom or bathroom. Why am I doing it like this? This is called a long tail keyword. Okay. Now, so Helium 10 will go in and say perfume stand, cologne for men, um, stand for the bedroom, stand for the bathroom. It'll mix and match words and you'll find different keywords. Okay. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not understanding why that's not happening. So, cologne, durable stand, perfume cologne. Oh, analyze keywords, find keywords. It may be trying to get really perfection. It has changed a little bit. So, used to, let me see something. Perfume for men. Oh, this is what it's looking for. Perfume stand. Okay, so we can come here and we'll just do this one. Usually you can type in big words. So it's changing a little bit in here and it's forcing you to pick one of them. But I'll see what I can do to find the workaround around that one. I'm pretty good at it. All right. So now we're about ready to see what happens. A perfume stand. What are all the different keywords? Okay. Total search volume for this one, 4 million. Yikes. Okay, our search volume, remember, 5,000 to 20,000. And we're going to go look for some keywords. That's all I'm going to apply right now. Now, I can use the filters to narrow it down, title density. I can I want it in the top 40. Review cart minimum, at least 2 words. Competing products minimum. Maximum, I can put, let's do 3,000. Although we want to see 2,000, sometimes a 3,000 is a good one if it has really low title density. Let me see. Anything else I want to type in? Match type. I usually put organic, but let's just see if something comes up if I put that many in. Okay, there's 16 keywords. Let's go see what's going on. Cologne organizer, cake pop stand. Okay, cologne organizer 4-tier. Ah, look at that. See, I'm looking for prices like this, 49, 32, 31, 39, 38. This might be something good. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, see this little box with the arrow? If I click on it, it's going to go to Amazon. It's going to take me to the main page. Look at that. Very nice. Ooh, these do look manly, don't they? I like it. So now I'm going to pick up the app over here. I'm going to hover over it, click on it, and see if I can get my Helium-10 X-ray. There we go. Always move this one out of the way. It stays up all the time, no matter how many times you click 5-star. So now what we're doing is we looked for other keywords, and now this brought us to a product. Look at this. Revenues, 8 are over 8,000. And our criteria is reviews under 300. There's 8 of them. Wow. My keyword is 14,000. Check. That hits the criteria. Brand dominance. I have 1, 2, 3. I don't want any more than that. Okay. And this is an unknown. It's not like it's a well-known brand. Okay. And I don't see anybody else. I see Procase in here 3 times. So I got a couple people in there, but it's not overly done because I have different prices in here. Now I see 38, 39, 39 and 29 are only $10, 11, 12. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I got my first criteria, 5, 39, 45. Yep. 6, 7. I got 7 in here that are in my crate. That's really good. And because it's higher, the FBA fees are matching up pretty good. And I definitely have people that are if you ever see a 0 in your ASIN revenue, come over and click this button and go up here and delete it because you cannot analyze a product that is not making money. Look at that. They've got really good reviews in here. Oh my goodness. This is looking good, guys. I don't see Amazon anywhere in here. I do see some December, but I see March. I see November, August, March. I see January. So it's all spread out throughout the year, October, September, August, March. So it's all over the place on the 2025s. I have a March and an October. They're not even next to you. October, September, January, March, August, November. They're all over the place. I do have some connected over here that have launched recently, but one is just starting out. They're all starting out. Look at this one, 14,000 on 7. 7 reviews. That's really good. And if you use the Vine, you can get 30 reviews and come in and beat some of these guys who are making some money. Not bad at all. Actually, this is not a bad product. Let's go take a look at the graph and see what's going on here. It was up at 40. Somebody did a TikTok. Okay, so it came down and it settled around April, and it's been skirting this line ever since. Went up for the holidays, and it's coming back down, and it's right in there. I like this. Actually, I think we just found something, guys. This is worth looking at, most definitely. Wonderful. So here's how you find products. See, we were searching for keywords. We weren't even looking for the product. We're just searching for keywords that hit our criteria that have the potential to be a good product. And when we opened it up, voila, we found a good product. And that is how you learn the process. And when you learn the process, the product will come. I didn't prepare that in advance. That was new because I didn't know they had those great cologne 4-tier stands for men. Who knew? But always remember, don't get overloaded on worrying about product. Learn the process. I want to know the process. I want to know how the coaches are doing it. What are they doing? What is she pressing? How is she doing it? All right. Look at that. We found a product. And it's all about keywords. Keywords is the magic. Keywords is the money. And we'll see you next week. Aloha. Ciao.